Hey guys, Chris here, and I want to talk today about people on the spiritually awakened path, meeting people coming into your life, people leaving your life, and the people who can come back. And it's meeting people on a certain vibration match to what it is that you're looking for. So if you're anything like me, I've had so many people come and go in my life, so many failed relationships or friendships, maybe codependent friendships that come and go. But then when you decide like that's enough, you don't really want those kind of relationships anymore, you want to bring something else in, and really defining, really writing down, is then that those people will come into your life. And the reason they do is you're looking around, you're looking for the right people. You could be in a crowd of 100 people and you don't even need to be like, oh, does this person miss this and this? It's just because you've got it down clearly. That person, it'll just feel like, this feels like a breath of fresh air. This feels good. And if you're anything like me and you've been on this journey for a while, maybe even looking to lead in a certain way or anything like that, you could be in a crowd of 100 people and you're looking for the right people. You might see that a lot of people are quite lost. Generally most people who like to party and do all of these other things and so-called have fun, doing the surface level work maybe. But then if you're serious, you will naturally meet the right people. And this comes down for relationships as well. And this is why sometimes, especially if you're very self-aware, you're not going to attract the same type of relationship. Of course, there might be similar factors, but the exact same is just not going to happen, especially if you've done a lot of healing work afterwards. And as well, like people coming and going from your life, it can be difficult, especially with friends, especially when family and people ask, because you sometimes see other people who've just had the same friends their whole life for so many years. And if you're anything like me, you're constantly going through a cycle of people. And that's also like you're learning from people. Like for me, it's like learning the lessons from certain people. Maybe I could see even a year or two ago, like certain relationships maybe were quite codependent. And then you're just going on a different journey. Like people are sort of going, say, this way, and you're kind of going the same way, and then you sort of change direction. And that's why things will happen where it feels like you have to let this person go. And once you decide what you really want and are clear, then that person will sort of naturally fade away, or you have to make a decision or sort of set boundaries. If you've never really set boundaries before, you're going to have a lot of people floating around. And when you start to once finally be serious about boundaries, then people will drop out of your life. And some people will stay. It's never a case of no one understands me. Some people will, and they're probably waiting for you to set the boundaries. And sometimes you don't need to set the boundaries in terms of you need to have a difficult conversation. You could see someone every day, or chat to someone every day on the phone or text someone, but you can just gradually be the person who steps away gradually, to a couple of times a week or whatever it is you want in that relationship with a close friend, let's just say. And then for the right partner, is okay being comfortable, because it's like you just meet people all the time. With me and you're meeting women, or you're seeing women everywhere, then there's only a certain type of person, and that person, you want to be looking for someone like you, rather than you have to really change and be a certain way, and but you'll know if you ever met anyone, it normally was quite strong maybe early on, the connection. So you're looking for someone like that, and that person is looking for someone like you, and with the friends as well. So for me, what happened recently is like I've sort of decided to become a bit more, as they say, securely attached. So moving away from my anxious attachment. And once I've really made clear like what I'm looking for in a relationship, and also wanting to be around other people who are securely attached, it's like by magic I'm attracting people who are securely attached, and they just stand out. And then when they start talking, you're like, wow. And you probably noticed this on the journey, as you sort of say like, I want to now find people who are like this, who are more authentic or more like this or like that. then you start to meet those kind of people. You know, if you're like me and you always were around people who drank a lot of alcohol, and then ever since then, and you know, you're meeting everyone who doesn't drink alcohol. It kind of seems crazy, but the vibrational frequency is just what you're looking for. And that's why it's always important to go with the flow of life, because certain friends are just sometimes dropping out of your life. You know, a relationship you really want with someone is just so hard to keep going, and you feel like you can't be yourself, you have to change, and that is for a right reason. That is so that person is not meant to be with you. And the harder the heartbreak, the harder it hurts with friendships or whatever it is normally the harder the lesson, and the more it sticks, and the more great the lesson is as well. You know, so these are the things that's worth just letting go and holding, and meeting people who are on the right frequency. And, you know, from me, I've met so many people on this journey as you become more spiritually awake, aware, and that's just never stops going. You know, I was talking to someone recently about spiritual ego, and that's just, there's just layer after a layer after a layer. You know, you may see other people of like, oh, they've got the so-called spiritual ego, but they're at a level you probably were before. And there's just layers of the onion constantly being unpeeled, and you're meeting all these people on this great journey of life. So I want to share that video and know that those people are out there. You have to go out there and look for them, and they're not everywhere. You just want to be trying to find them, like special people, like your tribe, you know, your soul tribe. So hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.